How did Kevin Durant save Caris LeVert's life? It all starts off with the butterfly effect. The idea that a small butterfly flap could lead to a typhoon, smaller events affecting the future on a grander scale. You only tend to hear about this in the movies, but what if I told you this happened in real life? And Kevin Durant was the butterfly that saved Caris LeVert's life. Hi, my name is Rotimi. I love basketball. I like to talk basketball, and I hope one day you can share that same love for basketball as I. It's June 2019, and Golden State are once again in the NBA Finals. This would be their 5th year in a row, but there was a problem. Down 3-1 in the NBA Finals to the Toronto Raptors, Golden State were in need of Kevin Durant. See, Kevin Durant had picked up a calf injury in the Western Conference Finals against the Rockets, and remained questionable about whether or not he would come back. Game 5 would come round though, and it would be announced that Kevin Durant would be available. After hearing Kevin Durant would be back, we saw him do his pre-game dance, jumping up and down, on and off one leg. The guy really looked stable, and we all knew Golden State had a chance to secure Game 5 to spark a comeback since Kevin Durant had arrived. At the time, he was the reigning Finals MVP, and this was the chance for him to get a third and for Golden State to three-peat. So the game begins. KD looks fine. He hits one three with a hand in his face, another three with a hand in his face, and another three with a hand in his face. This looks like a Kevin Durant hot game. He was yet to miss a three-point shot. He was even playing defense and chirping to Fred VanVleet. He was in game mode. KD had 11 points in 11 minutes and was still cooking. Then it happened.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down.
One-on-one with Serge Ibaka, he takes 2 dribbles, tweens between his legs, and before driving, takes another dribble before hitting the floor. That day on June 10th, Kevin Durant would rupture his Achilles and was ruled out for the rest of the season. Golden State would lose that finals, and many would question if that would still be the case if KD was healthy. Anyways, free agency was just around the corner and KD's contract was up. Golden State were hoping to re-sign him and run it back because their team was virtually unstoppable with him on their side. They had just lost though. It seemed like this was the end of the era and it was time for him to find his own team. There have been a few teams in NBA history to a three-peat. MJ and Scottie did it twice in the 90s, from 91 to 93, and 96 to 98. And then there's Shaq and Kobe in the early 2000s, the most unstoppable duo in NBA history. Now, I would argue KD on Golden State was better than both of those teams, and they should have three-peated if he was healthy. Golden State would have had the chance to join three-peat history if they won. And after that, they would have the chance to be the first team ever in NBA history to win 4 in a row since the NBA and ABA merger in 1979. With this in mind, winning in 2019 would have played a key role in the decision-making of Kevin Durant staying at Golden State or not. But they didn't win, and it looked like the rumors were right. KD would sign with the Brooklyn Nets alongside Kyrie Irving to create something new and build a winning reputation with the second-class New York team. The 1920 season would be a shambles though. Kevin Durant would be injured for the entirety of the season, and Kyrie would only play 20 games. The pairing, however elite on paper, were not healthy enough to play the whole season. Fast forward to the 2020-21 season. KD and Kyrie are looking to make a push, and the owner Joe Tsai was eager to make them a contender. Many would say that they already were, but there was a player on the market that both wanted, and the feelings were mutual. James Harden. After multiple MVP seasons leading the league in scoring, he wanted out of the Houston Rockets. He was never able to get past the hump of the Western Conference Finals and make the NBA Finals with a chance to win it all. And the Rockets turned out to have revamped the team. John Wall and Christian Wood were signed to entice him to stay, but he didn't want that and he demanded a trade. I'll be honest, at the time of hearing this, James Harden on the Brooklyn Nets, I was like, how the hell, why are they going to do that? They're going to break the NBA, right? It's a guaranteed chip. Harden, Kyrie, and KD. All that was needed was 2 out of the 3 players to stay healthy, and they win. But this didn't happen though, it was a catastrophe, and that's the story for another day. Anyways, Brooklyn would propose multiple trades, but nothing really worked. It looked like they had to go the more complex route. They found a way to coordinate a 4-team trade, including Cleveland and the Pacers. 4-team trades are usually very uncommon. It's difficult to satisfy all 4 teams, and you also have to make it work financially. The trade consisted of the Rockets receiving 8 first-round picks, Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, and Rodion Kurucs. Cleveland received Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince, and the Nets received James Harden. But most importantly to the story, the Pacers would receive a 2nd-round pick and Caris LeVert. It's where this final piece was uncovered. LeVert, packing his bags before hopping on a flight to join his teammates, had to undergo the Pacers' physical examination. Before the trade could be fully solidified, they needed to know that he was healthy. He would undergo a lower back MRI scan. He waited for the results, but decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to my hotel. It's comfy to stay there. It was then he received a phone call from the doctor saying he wouldn't be traveling with the team and he should come back to the hospital. It turned out Caris LeVert had a growing tumor on his kidney. Not all tumors are bad. You see, some can be benign, which means they're there but they're not growing. And the doctor stated that if this occurred 3 months later, it would have spread and could have been more life-threatening. On January 25th, Caris LeVert would undergo a successful surgery to remove his kidney. He would be healthy and back on the court March 5th with a starting role. He would finish that season with 19 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists, playing a total of 35 games. Caris LeVert is one of my favorite players, and it's scary to think that if they don't go through that physical examination of his lower back, that they don't find the tumor in the kidney. It could have been the end of his career and the end of his life. If you have not all put it into perspective yet and you can't see the bigger picture, let me just explain this. God works in mysterious ways. It was Kevin Durant's injury that led to the Golden State loss. KD, not having a chance to four-peat, wanted to go to Brooklyn. KD gets to Brooklyn, season fails, and James Harden wants to join the Brooklyn Nets. KD wanted James Harden on the team, and the Brooklyn Nets had to find a way to pull off a rare NBA 4-team trade that led to a physical examination of Caris LeVert and his life being saved. You see, if Caris LeVert doesn't get traded, he doesn't undergo a physical, they don't scan his back, and they don't find the tumor on his kidney. This is the butterfly effect. The other day, I found this piece of information out, and I just wanted to share this with people. Please comment down below if you like this video. I would also appreciate the subscribe. It allows me to keep making this content for you. So, until next time.